Okay, all right. So let's start for this session. Okay, we will spend 1 hour in this room for 2 presentations. Okay, the first one is from Sittiporn Wisuttipaet. Please give him a big applause. Big round of applause. Okay. I'd like to introduce Sittiporn to you just a little bit while he get his presentation ready. Is it on ready? Okay. Sittiporn Wisuttipaet is a PhD student in Chulalongkorn University. Okay, I'd like to promote our Faculty of Education a little bit, that Division of Music Education in Chulalongkorn University has now started the PhD program, and we are opening for the applicants next year too. Okay, this is our first batch. I represent Chulalongkorn University, helping and be a partnership with Princess Kalayaniwatina Institute of Music for quite some times now, and we are grateful that this institution invited us to join and be a part of this great event. Okay, for Sittiporn Wisuttipaet, just a quick introduce to Sittiporn Piscine. I call him Piscine. Piscine is a flutist playing the flute since he was young. Perhaps you can tell us how young or how early. Not only play the instrument, but also Piscine is a good athlete since young. Okay, so the topic of well-being is something that Piscine had in mind long time, even before he started his program with us. Okay, I'd like to just give quick introduce like that. Would you like to start now? Please go ahead. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Dneya, for introducing me. And hello, everyone in this room and audience from at home. My name is Sittiporn Wisuttipaet. I am PhD student from Division of Music Education, Faculty of Education, Chulalongkorn University. Followed her tell me, I play flute and I teach flute when I am undergrad student, and also I am an aerial gymnastic instructor. You can see the picture. This is like a circuit at least. Yes, and the ballet bar workout, because when I was young, I study ballet class. Yes.
Okay. And those pictures are all yours.
Yes,
it's
me.
Him.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Okay, so I am interested in the musician health and well-being. I think everyone in this room is a musician, all right? Yes or not? Okay. How you ever practice or play the music and feel the pain in your body? Anyone who has ever pain can raise your hand up. Okay, okay, a little bit. Okay. In the last row, could you tell me your instrument? Okay, yes. Okay. Today we have a variety of the musicians in this room. So I will show you a little thing of my pilot research study about the symptoms and cases of injury of a professional orchestra musician in Bangkok, Thailand. Professional musicians are the highly skilled tasks that require intensive practice. The only path to becoming a professional musician is intense training again and again. So the word no pain, no gain. Most of us have hard invest in the relation to do something or playing music in the general. However, intense training provide the musicians with good skill, but affect the body of the musician as well. This research question is, what part of the body are the musician most often injury in music practice? Okay. This research used questionnaire and interview of for inquiry the symptom of the cases of injury of a professional orchestra musician in Bangkok, Thailand. The participants of this pilot study were 75 professional orchestra musicians in Bangkok, Thailand, divided into 4 groups. There are string instrument, woodwind, brass, and percussion. They were between 19 to 60 years old, and they have been playing their instrument between 10 to 47 years. Okay. The most of participants were male, 60%, female, 38.7%, and non-binary, 1.3%. In musical instrument, divide into string instrument, 56%, woodwind, 17.30%, and brass, 16%, and the last percussion is 10.70%. Start to learn music instrument. The most of start at 11 to 15 years old. Okay. The status of injury, almost of professional musician, 74.7% has injury. The upper body is the most common area of injury among all instruments of the orchestra, such as the neck, shoulder, upper back, lower back, and forearm. You can see the red area. The red area in the body will show you the pain of the musician. If we separate to the a group of instruments, the first is string. String is the same of all. The first one is the neck. The second is shoulder, upper body, lower body, and forearm. Because the movement of string is used only upper body, mostly more the lower body. Woodwind and brass had the same string, but plus lip and finger, because the woodwind and brass use mouth to produce the sound more. Okay, and the last is percussion. Percussion, the position to play is standing. So they will pain in the foot and calf, and lower body. Difference, the string instrument, woodwind and brass has only percussion to show the pain in the lower body. Okay. And from the interview about the cases of injury, I found that there were 3 main causes. This number one is overuse, because the musician the practice is a lot of hours per day, sometimes 5 hours, 4 hours, anyway. Overuse is the most case of injury. The second one is the poor posture. The poor posture is the incorrect the body when you play the music. Some people not body in balance, or not aware when you sit or when you stand to the play practice the music. Yeah. So this is topic is important too. And the last one, like athlete, when you start to play the music or the finish, you must start with warm up and end with cool down. A lot of the musicians forgot to do this thing. So the problem of the injury have a foul a lot of the musician. Okay, and this is something that every musician should be aware for the good health and well-being. Three causes. Yeah. And the last but not least, pain can be a symptom of a performance-related injury, but we can prevent or slow down the injury, but adjust the way we practice, how often and how long we practice, how to use and abuse our body while the playing it affect our ability to play effectively and painlessly. This is my found in the pilot study. Who has any question about this pilot study?
So it's a pilot study that prepare you to have a better idea of what you are going to do for the dissertation. Is that right?
Yes, this is general information to prepare my dissertation in the future.
And you have said how many musicians that you have interviewed or surveyed? 60?
Interview survey 75 people and interview in 8 people select from 2 from the another family instrument.
Okay. Yes. As you put in here, string is very lead at the highest amount of getting a pain. Is anybody in this room is a string player? Can we find any string player in here? Yeah. Okay. Do you find a pain as research had found? Is it the same upper body like the red area? Shoulders. ขอบคุณค่ะองค์ So here, as a Sittiporn, Pisin found that the shoulder, as in red color, is it
Yes,
right?
in red color.
So beside the shoulder, neck is the first one. Would P.O.M. hurt the neck part also?
Oh,
you don't have to hold it.
yes.
Luckily.
Yes. And the cello have a special problem with the chin forward because the sitting of the back of the cello when they play, the chin must on. Yes.
Okay. So in string family, different instruments causes different pain too, as well.
Yes.
Okay. Any the next family would
the next family is woodwind and blast. Yes.
Can you show us your hand for the woodwind player to get the same pain as the result? P10. Would you like to? Wow, that's might be much beyond the muscle. It looks like the joint of the bone.
Yes.
Sometimes. Mhm.
So when you play, must always the shoulder down. Yes.
So please play flute himself and find that among your friends who play flute, can you have you ever seen them raise the shoulder a lot when they play? Or it depends.
Independent.
It depends too. Okay, let's move to the next family beside woodwind.
Yes.
How about percussion?
The last is the percussion.
Is there anyone who play drums and play marimba in this room?
When the orchestra performance, the percussionist is always standing, yes, to play.
Okay. Would that help? But actually, from the result, it shows that the percussion
Is the lower part.
right, got the lower part, the lower muscle hurt and pained. Although they don't have to hold the drums, they might need to lean forward or something.
Yes, and sometimes when percussionists stand on the floor, the foot is not balanced. Sometimes lock the knee or the not relax the calf to the stand. Yes.
Yeah. Compare with the percentage, there are fewer percussionists in the survey. Is that right? Because you got string as the most response participants, and then the percussion, we don't have many. Do you remember? Fewer.
ใกล้เคียงกับ brass.
Okay. I realized that the keyboard instrument is not here. We have piano player for many people in this room. Would you like to say something for them for the piano, or the pianist doesn't have any pain at all?
The pianist, I think like this, because the pianist always sit, yes, is lower back, use to match shoulder when they play. Sometimes the tense of the shoulder up. Yes.
Would you like to gather more information from them?
Fingering.
And fingering.
Because the attack away the keyboard.
Fingering the wrist.
Yes.
Would you like to further your study to the keyboard player as well, or you would focus to the four?
Yes, I focus on the four instrument in the orchestra musician because I'm a flutist, and I hope to develop this to
a specific.
Yes, a specific curriculum training.
Design. So after it, would you like to? We have a few more minutes. Would you like to tell us a sneak peek of your dissertation that before or after this general information of all the family of the instruments? What's next?
Okay. Now we know status of pain in the musician in Thailand, and next I will ask about the need assessment. What the need of the help?
How musician need help?
Yes, how musician needs help. Want อยากได้เรื่องอะไรบ้างในหัวข้ออะไรบ้าง to develop his skill.
To develop the or to change, to solve the top three problems like overuse,
to
like
prevent
posture,
or to slow down the problem.
Okay. Oh, we wish you luck for this dissertation. Okay, right now we can open for the question from the floor if you want to join in, participate, or even adding new ideas for us, thinking like we are the playground or the floor of exchanging ideas. Not really.
Okay, the last I will talk in Thai for the Thai audience นะครับก็สาเหตุที่ทำเรื่องนี้ครับก็เพราะว่าอยากให้นักดนตรีไทยครับเกิดความตระหนักในเรื่องของการใช้ร่างกายให้มากขึ้นนะเพราะว่าเราต้องใช้ร่างกายในการเล่นเครื่องดนตรีนะครับพอใช้ไปนานๆเนี่ยทุกคนเกิดอาการบาดเจ็บแล้วเท่าที่สัมภาษณ์ทุกๆคนเนี่ยที่ทราบอาการบาดเจ็บเนี่ยทราบหลังจากที่เกิดอาการแล้วว่าเกิดขึ้นเพราะอะไรเพราะฉะนั้นเมื่อเรารู้สาเหตุว่ามันเกิดขึ้นเพราะว่าเราใช้ร่างกายมากเกินไปใช้ร่างกายที่ผิดท่าทางหรือผิดโพสิชันในการเล่นเครื่องดนตรีหรือว่าขาดการวอร์มอัพหรือคูลดาวน์เนี่ยเพราะฉะนั้นสิ่งเหล่านี้ครับถ้าเรานำกลับมาทำให้เป็นนิสัยในการฝึกซ้อมดนตรีเนี่ยมันก็จะช่วยให้การบาดเจ็บของเราเนี่ยลดน้อยลงหรือว่าเกิดขึ้นได้น้อยลงเช่นกันครับดีกว่าที่เกิดอาการแล้วถึงจะมาเรียนรู้ว่าอ๋อเราเจ็บเพราะอันนี้แล้วค่อยไปหาหมอแก้รักษาครับ
คิดว่าจะดีมากเลยค่ะเพราะว่าเชื่อมั่นว่าไม่ว่าจะเป็นนักดนตรีหรือครูดนตรีหรือนักดนตรีที่ยังไม่ได้เป็นครูดนตรีก็ตามในอีกสักอีกไม่นานจริงๆอ่ะนักดนตรีเองก็ได้สอนเพื่อนได้สอนน้องได้สอนโดย informal ไม่ได้เป็นในรูปแบบอยู่แล้วการคุยกันหรือการแลกเปลี่ยนเรียนรู้กันเนี่ยเรื่องการเตรียมพร้อมการทำโพสเจอร์หรือร่างกายให้ถูกต้องเนี่ยเป็นเรื่องที่ปัจจุบันยังไม่ค่อยได้รับความสนใจใช่ไหมคะหรือให้ความสำคัญ
ใช่ครับ
เรื่องนี้พี่ซีนก็จะช่วยให้ทำให้มันมีแบบแผนแล้วก็มีที่อ้างอิงสมมุติว่าคนอื่นนึกไม่ออกว่าจะเริ่มยังไงเนี่ยงานของพี่ซีนก็จะได้เขียนเอาไว้ว่าจะใช้ยังไงได้บ้างใช่ไหม
ครับก็เดี๋ยวก็จะผลิตเป็นแบบอบรมที่จะเอามาใช้ฝึกให้ครูได้ไปถ่ายทอดต่อให้นักเรียนได้ครับ
ขอบคุณพี่ซีนมากเลยในวันนี้นะคะก็
Thank you everyone
Okay. Welcome back, everyone. Right. We have another session before we will have the lunch break. Omka, the technician, do you think the presenter need to take the mask off or this is okay? I forget. It's up to me. Okay, up to you. Okay, all right. I think many people got immune and we are so far away, far apart. So I'd like the presenter to take off the mask so you can hear her more perfectly. Okay. All right. I'd like to introduce you to our presenter today. She has graduated her bachelor degree from Tokyo. From the degree of composition and piano performance, if that's right. Okay, and the last 2 years or 3 years, she spent time doing her master program in music education in Chulalongkorn University. She just got graduated. Yay! So
Thank you.
Just got her thesis done and she has found more remarkable finding beside the objective of the thesis. So here we come, Taridi Asawanok. Please give her a big hand of applause. You will be talking about a musical development through music variation thinking activities, right? Okay, please go ahead.
Okay, hello everyone. It's nice to meet all of you today. I'm very thankful for Dr. Dneya Udtaisuk. She is my advisor and she invited me for this proceeding. And today I'm very thankful. And my name is Tali Asawanov, or you can call me Todd. I am a piano teacher at KPN Music Academy, and I teach students in the age of 5 to 12 years old, or also adult also. And I feel that teaching music is very important because teacher can give students to love music and learn with happiness. So not just learning for the test, but learning with enjoy. So, and last year it has a little tough time because it had a pandemic. So everyone has to be at home and students also down, like drop out from the music lessons and take online class instead. So it gave me a chance to think of music online lessons to how to create the activity that give them the most effective learning for them, and they can learn with understanding and learn with very good feeling. And the most important thing is that to teach children to learn music is to make them have confidence with their musical thinking and let their creative song. So this is the topic that I would like to talk about today. Piano beginners musical development through music variation thinking activities in music online lessons. So this is the picture that I got from the teaching that I taught 8 students. And I would like to thank you, the director of KPN Music Academy too, that she is on the Zoom together. I taught students in 2 groups. 8 of them, 3 of them is on the first group. They learned piano less than 1 year. And the second group, they learned piano more than 1 year. And this is their name coding, and you can see that the number is their age. In these activities, it separates in 3 core music activities. The first activity is listening activity. The second is singing activity, and the third one is variation activity on flower gas. That I found that all this workshop, it develops students' musical development, like musical creative thinking in the previous finding, and after that it comes to musical development in this finding. And this is the atmosphere, the picture that I teach in 3 activities. The teaching tool that I use are flower gas in 4 time signature. The first one is 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, and 6/8. And you can see the dark purple color in the first one, which means the downbeat of the time signature. And this is the content that I taught them in many children's songs, about 20 songs, such as Here Comes the Bluebird, Pumpkin Pumpkin, Lavender's Brew, and Sally Go Round the Sun. And the teaching plan is separated to the 2 groups to accommodate to their learning. This is for the first group, from easy content to difficult content. And for the second group also had another song that had the complicated note value also. And this is another example of the song that you can see. And if you feel free, you can sing together with me.
All right. Okay, let's do it.
1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. This is the teaching that I taught students. And after that, I will show them to see the note value like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And after that, it will go to the variation activity that students can create freely by their own. Like this, it has the original theme and the bottom has the 2 blank flowers. And students can write their own musical thinking. This is the picture that of 8 students that they create by their own self. The first student, second student, like this. And these students, you can see that she like to write by her own. So this is her handwriting.
So during the online session, let me ask you, so you share your screen and
Yes.
then using the Zoom,
Yes.
and then the young children play and write on the share screen also.
Yes.
That's great.
Some of them wants to write by themselves, so they use their
Finger?
pen or finger. I
Okay.
don't know, but they write and instantly.
This is good for it's a two-way communication right on that time when you
Yes.
teach them. Thank you. Yeah.
And this is the portfolio of 7-year-old girl that she created the variation, and I changed that note into musical notation on 8 lessons. So all of students can develop their creative thinking and had a good musical sense, which is related to the sequence of musical development of Swanwick and Tillman. So Swanwick and Tillman's theory, this is the stage of musical development divided into 4 stages like this. And I would like to show you about the students' development in their creating song like this. For example, this is 7-year-old girl in lesson 4 that she creates song Here Comes a Bluebird, and you can see that in the second line she created by her own, and she can create with good melodic motion too. And in lesson 8, the same person, she created Katasumi song, which is Japanese children's song. And she can use Thai to make the notes sound longer than this one. And to widen the range of the melody to be 1 octave too. And another one is 8-year-old girl she created in lesson 4. And she can use interesting rhythmic motion by using Thai on this one. And range of the melody also major 9 also. This song is Arirang song, the Korean traditional song. And in 8th lesson, she created rolling skateboard in meter 6/8. And you can see that she can create the interesting rhythmic motion on this, the 3rd major. So I would like to explain about Swanwick and Tillman's theory of musical development. Swanwick and Tillman, they are English music educators and researchers that they studied about children's music improvisation. So they observed them all along the way and introduced to the stage of development like this. So the first stage is mastery stage. That divided into sensory and manipulative. The second stage is imitation, divided into personal expressiveness and musical vernacular. The third stage, imaginative play, divided into musical speculation and idiomatic. And the last stage is metacognition, divided into symbolic and systematic. For the first stage, mastery stage, this is the foundation of all the students that they develop their musical thinking. So it developed from sensory to manipulative. Students will improvise music from their sense that they hear from the instrument and purely mechanical process such as making sounds up and down the keyboard or making glissando on the xylophone and create intervallic pattern. The second stage, students in the age of 4 to 9 year old covers in this stage. So it's developed from personal expressiveness to musical vernacular. So you can see the notes of this 4-year-old girl. She improvised by herself to respond to the idea of the sun is shining. So you can see the fermata and the widened range of the notes like this. So she wants to express that the sounds like the sun is shining. And in musical vernacular, in this stage, you can see that the rhythmic pattern becomes to be seen in the notes like this. So children can use and share their musical thinking to others and use common rhythmic melody patterns. And the third stage, imaginative play. Children in the age of 10 to 15 years old can improvise in this stage. It developed from musical speculation to idiomatic. In this musical speculation, children begin to focus on musical development. They search for a new interesting motif. So you can notice this fermata, this tells us that this 11-year-old girl becomes to think of another motif that she wants to create. And you can see in the second measure, the notes were different from the first measure. And this is another example of 11-year-old boy that he creates the improvised music in inversion and sequence. And the idiomatic, this is another one that children choose musical idiom that they get used to from the listening at pop song or rock song to make a particular style in music. So they become more security to use that pop song or the style of the music to feel belonging, to accept that. This is calypso rhythm that children in age of 14 to 15-year-old improvise in bass xylophone. And the last stage is metacognition, which students in the age of more than 15 years old can create in this stage. It develops from symbolic to systematic. So children can express the value of music by themselves and not concerned of others' thinking. And in systematic, they can compose musical pieces by themselves and feeling the aesthetic of music. So this time I would like to explain about theoretical application for students who age between 7 to 12 years old. That is my students' age group. So in the application, students on the age of 7 to 12 years old can be applied to two stages, imitation and imaginative play, which divide into 4 sub-stages. Starts from personal expressiveness, musical vernacular, musical speculation, and idiomatic. In the meanwhile, my students joins in the activity variation thinking. So they don't use their expressive to improvise, but they use their thinking instead. So the beginning of the musical development will becomes at musical vernacular, musical speculation, and idiomatic. And you can see that as young as 7 to 8 years old also can reach this stage, musical speculation. And students in the age of 11 to 12 years old also can reach idiomatic stage. And this is the example of 11-year-old boy that he creates the song Loi Kratong song. And he said that he wants to create this rhythmic pattern, Tikati, Ledo la, so Ledo, like this. So it sounds like the Japanese koto, so like Japanese style. And this is another one of 12-year-old girl. She created the song Shang song, and she gets used to the shang on a pattern of 5 shang, like shang. But in the original theme, it contains only 3 shang. So she creates the pattern of the song that she gets used to, and the rhythmic pattern does not go different from the original theme. So last but not least, I want to say that variation thinking can develop into 2 stages of imitation and imaginative play. All of the piano beginners as young as 7 and 8 years old also can create the melodic rhythm freely by their own, starting from musical vernacular until music speculation. And students in the age older, they can create in this idiomatic stage. So I believe that in the future, if children grows, they can also come to this stage too, metacognition stage. And this is all my presentation today. Thank you for your good listening.
Thank you for clarity. This is interesting. I'd like to go back to the Chang song, because Chang, if you have heard it before from Korean and from many other countries. Could you go back to the slide of Chang? And you said that at the level of 3.2 or something, children imitate what they like or what they hear from the environment, right? So even though the original Chang song called only 3 Chang, but they have heard many times that Chang. Therefore, their the answer for their interpretation is represent what they like or what they hear. Is that so?
Represent what they like.
Yeah. So would this be what stage? Could you go back to the triangle? Would that be 3.2? The stage 3.2, or is that so?
Idiomatic stage.
Idiomatic. Could you go back to idiomatic definition? And yeah, here we are, like here. There we go. 3.2. When they reach to this imaginative play at the level of idiomatic, is that so? The calypso rhythm created by children in age 14 to 15 years old represent that she or he might have heard calypso rhythm for
Yes.
many times, and then it reflects to what they
Okay.
play.
Yes.
Okay. But according to the theory said that 10 to 15 years old will reach this point, right? But what you found from that Chang song, how old is the children? Is the child?
They are in the age of 11 and 12. So conclude in this
follow this
follow
one.
to this age.
Okay. How about for the younger one? Would they, do you find them recall the memory from environment and put into the sound? Or lesser? The younger will produce lesser.
Not actually, because the younger maybe have their experience to listen to the song, not get used to the pop song. So they, although they didn't reach the idiomatic, but they can reach musical speculation. So this is the most important thing, that they can create that new rhythmic pattern or melodic ideas.
Yeah, exactly. And some of the teachers feel that the 3.1, the one that they are freely explore and tell themselves without the barrier, is very pure, especially like off teaching, when young children express themselves freely without any model, without any example from the teacher. It's very pure and it's very crispy clear that it's their own thinking without copying or without any imitation from the example.
Yes.
Right? Wow. So this is what you found in the younger students that go through the last slide, that if the teacher are focusing or interested in teaching them to improvise or to be creative, they can do it. And what do you think about when teachers try to get them to the exam or to the test? Because you start your presentation with this sentence, which is interesting.
Actually, I think that preparing for the test is also the one that everyone want to, because it can have the standard or certificate to go to the higher education. But to preparing for the test also must have the foundation of them, that the foundation is creativity. So it can express through the music. When they test, they also create improvise, also improvisation tests also help. And also they can express their feeling better because they use their thinking more freely.
Right, thank you. Because right now, as you can see, more and more teachers in the private school or the studio are sending their students to the exam, for example, Trinity or ABS in SM exam. And beside the repertoire examination, there will be like a small part of selection, such as sight reading. And also many times, long times ago when I was young, the part that has been selected has always been sight reading. But actually there are many more. And one of this is the composition or improvisation. Am I right? Yeah, improvisation, as I have heard. So while education 4.0, as you remember, we are aligned with the education system. The formal education system has been progress from 1.0, 2.0, 3.0, and right now education 4.0, following the economic development. Right now, we are not teaching students to just recall, repeat, or memorize. We are now teaching students, or even youngest, to be the creator, the creative, the creation. We are looking forward for the innovative. And right now, all of the formal school system are doing this thing. Why not the studio lessons would follow or even lead, I would say, even lead the education by allowing the students to become more creative. Mhm. So this is a good beginning. And as I say here, very frankly, that more and more young teacher like Tharidi is now interested in teaching young children to become more creative, not like my old generation. My generation, students just be a mini me by means of following me. The teacher is everything, and you can go as far as the teacher is. But right now, you can go as further as you can go. Be more, be better than the teacher is. So thank you so much for being the one who is interested in, and I hope perhaps some of you who are interested in this area would like to share or would like to give her inspiration or courage or any ideas. We have like few more minutes. Otherwise, we can chit chat around outside this room and for the lunch break also. Anyone from the floor would like to share or cheer or anyone is in this room who is a studio teacher? Could you raise the hand? Give me the hand if you are a studio teacher. Oh, okay. 2, 3, we have 2, 3, 4 studio teachers here who are at the same boat with Tharidi. And perhaps not only studio teachers can be inspired by her work, also a teacher like me, I become more understand that people or children nowadays is capable of and is willing to be creative much more than ever. Okay, thank you so much. Give her a big hand. And we have lunch break right now, and the session will start at 1 with the other topic. Thank you so much.